This floor was in kind of bad condition when we moved in 15 years ago. You see over here the finish is just wore out from dragging baskets and stuff across it. And then over here we had some termite damage when we moved in, and we just put some tile in there to transition it. And this is a second layer on here, so there's another layer of vinyl underneath it. And then the carpet, you see the big stains here, and goes down the hallway, and you can see the path that everybody takes. And then it's pretty nasty in here. But they put this in new right after we moved in. It's got a lot of really bad stains. So this is our next big project. Well, there's the old carpet out in the yard. That's a good spot for it. It's raining really bad. But look at our new floor going in. I like it. It's a pine looking floor. But it's looking good. See, we got the carpet all tore up. I haven't started on the kitchen yet, other than we got a little bit of got the shoe molding tore up and the transitions and stuff, and I've started prying up on this to see how hard it was going to be. I don't think it'll be too bad. But making progress. We tore the top layer off the floor here in the kitchen, and this is what the bottom layer looked like. Pretty tore up. And there was about 1 million staples and everything holding that top layer down. Then you walk in here and you can see the new flooring in the living room is looking really, really good. Loving it, loving it.
My life from now on.
Wow. The floor is done and it looks great. It looks really good. Before we get the furniture put back in here, thought I'd get a good video of it. Looks really good. Ah! Say hi, DJ. Hi, DJ. What's up? We're out here in the shop, and I want to show you another big project we're going to be working on. This ceiling in the shop, I put up myself. So, putting it up myself, I got the lightest thing I could possibly use. And this is kind of a rigid styrofoam. It's maybe 5/8 of an inch thick. And I nailed it on with these little green plastic washered nails. And all of the heads have popped off of them, and I've had to go back through and put screws with fender washers on it to help hold it up, to keep it from falling down. And it's, you know, got the little bellies in it from the weight of the insulation sitting on top of it, and sections of it are starting to fall down, and I've had to put boards up here. And you can see I have a really mismatched bunch of lighting. See, I have that kind of lighting. There's a 2x2 that's kind of up in the ceiling, and I just got a wire run across the ceiling. There's another one hanging down there, and I put them there and hung them down a little bit so when the garage door's up, you'll still have good light. But see, this is a 4-bulb 2x4 fixture that's made to go in a drop ceiling that I have screwed up there. There's another 2x2 that's made to go in a drop ceiling that I have just screwed up there, and then another one like that over the workbench. And it's typical fluorescent lighting, to where when you come in here when it's cold, when you first turn it on, it's really dark. Plus I have this little 110 air conditioner in here that is a drop in the bucket of what I need in this size room. So what I'm trying to do is basically get it more weatherproofed. So I've got this stack of wafer board, and just like the walls that I have covered in the wafer board, I'm going to cover the ceiling. And I'm going to finish this little bit of area that I have around here still exposed insulation, and I have a vent fan up here just to exhaust when I'm welding or grinding or whatever. And I'm actually going to make a door over that so that I can better keep it closed off when it's cold. And I'll fix it to where you can't start it with the door shut and that type thing. And I want to put better lighting in here. So I'm about to start tearing all this ceiling down, taking all these lights down. And I want to put the lighting in here like I put in the garage. But I got to get all this tore out and get everything off the ceiling. The same way too out here in the shed, I want to put the better lighting like I put in the garage too. I have just a single lamp fluorescent light in here, and it's okay, but it would be a lot better to have that nice LED light out here. I get a little bit of sunshine through the window there in the daytime, but at night it's really shadowed. So I think if I put 3 of those other fixtures up here, it'll be more than bright enough. But that's next project that I'm going to be working on. And the reason why I showed you the air conditioner, I'm going to try to get a bigger air conditioner to kind of keep this place heated and cooled better, so at any time I can come out here and do what I need to do. And then I'll have to do a good cleanup after I get through putting this new ceiling in. So all the lights are down, and actually I have this side boarded all the way down through there. And when we get down here, you can see I have some Electro Voice ceiling speakers that I'm going to be putting in. And you can see I still don't have that part done, but there's insulation laying all over the place. And the styrofoam that I took down is out in the shed. But I think it'll be pretty cool looking. It's going to be a solid, flat, slick ceiling like that. I think it'll be cool. I'm going to get to work on some more of it. As you can see, I got the ceiling completely finished. And I also did this area, which was unfinished. You can see the lighter wafer board on there. That was all unfinished, so I finished it. So I've got my, ooh, that light's bright right there. I got my speaker in there. And this is actually the wiring for the lights. I'm going to run conduit on the bottom of the ceiling. That way I've got a continuous ceiling with no holes in it anywhere. I'm even going to put trim around the edges in the corners to kind of further insulate it. Now for the big cleanup job. But the first thing we got to do is get lights. So let's do that now. So I think I'm going to leave them in this configuration. I'm going to run conduit like down through here. Tie all these cords into it, into the power for the switch, from the switch. And you see I've got just jumper wires hanging down. These lights come with jumper wires like that. These are like 3 or 4 foot long, so that you can daisy chain them together. If you want to butt them up end to end, this is the little splicers that it comes with also. This is the clip that it comes with. You just put 1 screw in there, mount it up on your ceiling, and, well, there you go. Mount it up on the ceiling and clip the light in. And then it comes with these kind of cords too that plug in and they have a switch on them. So you got a bunch of different options. They look really good. It's pretty bright. I got the LED lights up out here and it's much brighter. I can see, because there's not much sun. It's real cloudy. Not much sun coming in, and I can see on the shelves pretty good. That made a big difference. But I got a lot of cleaning up to do out here too now, but that's another day. So I got my conduit ran to feed all the lights now, and I branched off with a conduit running over here down, and I got my, still got to push wire in there and put the plug in there and all that kind of stuff to do my 220 outlet. But just wanted to spin around the shop and show you how it is currently, and all the stuff everywhere. Basically all the stuff on the walls. What's been happening is everything in here gets covered, oh, it's kind of glary, in this gray dust, grinding dust. Look how dark and nasty. Everything in here gets covered like that. All this stuff that's exposed, all the tools and everything. And I've got this old electrical cabinet that I've had in the garage for a long time, and I brought it in here, and I'm gonna put pegboard in the back of it. And it seals up. It's got seals all around it. Any of these little holes, like this, I'm gonna plug up or tape over or something. Do some little something just to cover them up. And all the tools and the necessity stuff that needs to stay in here is gonna go in that cabinet. Everything else is coming down off these walls. Probably except for a lot of that stuff over there behind the workbench, and I'm going to condense it down and do some different things with it too, but fixing to completely rearrange this place. And I got to put some handles and latches on this cabinet where that will stay closed, where that stuff will stay a lot cleaner. But getting ready to start rearranging all this and getting it all straightened up. Thought I'd get some video of the shop now that I'm done cleaning it finally. Looks pretty good. I'm getting video to prove that it's ever this clean. It took me a long time. Some of the things that I'm proud of in the shop, I took, as you can see, some of the walls here and those walls over there. There's not as much stuff hanging on them. I wanted to get a lot of the stuff put inside something so that it wouldn't get so dirty. So I've got this cabinet right here, and it's an old electrical controls cabinet, and it's got seals and stuff on it where it will actually seal up. And I put pegboard in the door and put pegboard back there, a couple of shelves, and got most of this little thin stuff, small stuff that was hanging on the walls is hanging in here now, and that should keep it from getting so dirty, so bad. But I thought that was a pretty neat thing to do with that. And gained some workbench space here, and of course having the workbench cleaned off has helped a whole lot. But another thing that I'm proud of is I got a new, lot bigger AC unit. It's heat and air, so that'll help a whole lot. And it's 220, so it should heat up a lot better. And then I'm also proud of this. Haven't used it yet, but it is a 180 Lincoln MIG welder. Still got to get my bottle for it and play around with it, but I'm anxious to get to using it. But I finished the door, insulating the door, and I've already already shown you the lighting and all that, but just take a good pan around, Alex. And we put a little something on this cabinet here where it will stay latched better and closed up where it won't get dirt in it so bad. And I've moved the lift up here closer to the workbench instead of back there by the door.
Which I almost fell over just a second ago.
Now I just got to come up with some way of paying for all this. I've spent enough money now between all the different projects we've been working on that I better get started on for those guys that don't care anything about this kind of stuff and would rather see the four-wheel projects. I'm going to start getting back on one of those pretty soon. So hopefully the next few videos will be on whatever we're working on it. Got a bunch of ideas for a new project, so anxious to get started on it. But be sure and like this video and share it, and be sure and come back. Thanks for watching Kevin's Creations.